Hey guys, welcome to the Stream Space, or welcome back if you've been here before. We are here doing a gaming pickup video. We have a bunch of content planned for this week, but for today, it's a gaming pickup video. So, update, we found the game that was missing from our last batch, the Lost Magic DS game. So, I'll show you that. I'm going to show you guys that. It is just a loose cartridge, but I'll still show you. One of my favorite, early DS titles, I suppose, and it was because it was one of the most for me. It was one of the first games that I got to use the stylus and actually enjoy it, where a lot of times it just felt like a chore. Anyways, so obviously first up, we're just gonna jump straight into this is Lost Magic for the Nintendo DS. It's obviously a loose cartridge, but it's still kind of cool to kind of dive into those and play those older games. I mean, I don't have a lot of loose cartridges in terms of DS games. Most of them have a case. So this will be one maybe I hunt a case down for it. Maybe I'll go buy one on eBay or something. Get a repro. I don't even care because it's not one of the games that's like... I don't like repros. I mean, even if I don't know it's a repro, I guess it doesn't hurt. But, I mean, I prefer not to. So we're going to start with the rest of the list. This is the actual new pickups. So let's go for it. We got For Honor for the Xbox One. Now, this is a really unique take on swordplay games. I actually really liked the triangular blocking style, up, down, and right, up, left, and right. It was kind of fun to figure out. I got good at the multiplayer for it. I didn't play it a ton, but I mean it is one of my favorite kind of really original titles from them. I would have liked if it had a little bit more of a story, but I mean, there's a fun multiplayer game. Got a little easy after you really got used to it, I suppose, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I was just playing in the lower tiers. Next up is Far Cry 4. Some good old Crab Rangoon sitting there doing nothing for a couple minutes can actually land you an achievement and cause you to have the credits play early. Fun fact. So, if people didn't know that by now, they should definitely do now. I had this game back when it first came out, but a person in the relationship took the game from me and a bunch of other things, even though they really shouldn't have. It wasn't really cool for them to do that. So, anyways, that's that one. We're gonna keep going. Next up is Dragon Ball Fighter Z. So this is kind of like dipping back to their origins, where it was a side-scrolling 1v1 kind of fighting game set, against, an anime backdrop. It actually looks really cool. And I think that there's some really cool moves in it and such. I like Dragon Ball games. They're actually a lot of fun. A lot of them, especially the RPG ones, like the Game Boy Advance one, like Steve Goku, and so 1 and 2, and then of course Kakarot itself, which is the PS4. Awesome. It's actually, I really like that game. I actually am looking forward to playing it to completion. So, next up is... Now, these ones I wanted to do in order, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is a refill. Unfortunately, my dogs decided to be obnoxious right as I was finishing up my first full take of this. So, next up is Red Faction. This is one of the first games that really lets you manipulate your environment to achieve your goals, and I really liked this game. And it's one of its taglines. I think it's on the PC one. Right. So, for example, don't fight the convoy, just destroy the bridge. Can't find the door? Make one. That kind of cool stuff. And we all saw what the series became. It was actually kind of unfortunate. So we got 1, 2, Red Faction Guerrilla Warfare. I think it's Guerrilla. If you're actually on that side of the world, it's Guerrilla. But I'm not 100% sure on that, so I'm not going to continue. I'm not going to commit to it. And then Armageddon. So you had four good Red Faction games, and I would say that each one is a good game in its own right. Armageddon was very linear and restricted, but it was fun. So I guess there's that. We'll keep going. So obviously, Red Faction 1, really good addition. It was one of the first PS2 era games that I played. I think I originally played it on PC, and I do own it for PC as well, but I wanted the console version. That is my preference. If I'm going to have these games, I prefer them on console. If I can play whatever I want on PC. I've got the type of PC to do it. Next up, Red Faction 2. We had just mentioned it. This game felt like a mix of Unreal Tournament and the first Red Faction. It was actually a lot of fun. Every single gun had a secondary function, which was interesting because at the time, I mean, you were so used to, trigger pull gives bullet and that's it. And this was like, turning other guns into like grenade launchers and other stuff like that. It was actually a lot of fun. And with the environment being fully destructible, like it created like a whole new facet of fighting. So like you could blow a hole through a wall so you could see where they were camping or whatever, and you could take them out. Plus you could add bots and play with your friends, and like it was just so funny because like you did not have a lot of in the way of the word health. Like when you got hit, you died. you got hit with a grenade, you're done. That's the end of you. You are pieces. So it's a lot of fun, and it had a really good story with a really solid twist right around the middle. It was one of the first-person shooters for the PlayStation 2 that I actually finished, and I really enjoyed this game. So I'm excited to add this back to the collection and keep it going. Next up, we're into the kind of classic Xbox. We've done, Xbox One, PS4, and PS2, and DS even, but now we're in classic Xbox, and we got some good ones now. These ones are interesting because they're movie tie-ins. A lot of people don't like movie tie-ins, and I don't blame them because there are some that are just like, especially Spider-Man 3 and Amazing Spider-Man 2, very questionable graphics for their time period, and also one of the most useless flips ever witnessed in a video game. That dumbass flip that Peter Parker does in the third one when he senses Harry coming. I was like, what was the point of that? You flipped and you landed and he grabbed you anyways. Like, was your timing off? I don't know what they were thinking with that one. But the next one in the list is Peter Jackson's King Kong, the official game of the movie. Now, movie tie-ins, as I said, don't have a good rep. Like games like Kong Skull Island. Like, that game got destroyed. And they're trying to lean into a lore. And it's even somewhat licensed, but that's also what you get when you mix Game Mill with a big property. So the company that did Survival Instinct apparently did a lot better. Obviously, a lot of people didn't like that one because it's a side-scrolling game like this War of Mine, and nobody was really happy about that. We wanted to play as Kong, not run from him, or fight. We wanted to fight Abaddon, not run from her. You get it. So, yeah, this one is great. It's kind of like, it's got the mix of human play and non-human play. So you get to play as a human trying to explore and survive the island, and it kind of plays like a horror movie in a lot of ways. It's a horror game, like a horror shooter. You got your classic weapons, and you got to fight all the bugs and all the other creepy crap, especially like the time when they arrive at the island in the movie. It's one of the most traumatizing sequences of the movie. I'm not going to lie. So next up, of course, obviously, so you get to play as Kong as well, and I imagine his are a little more like destructive and break stuff and fight things. A lot of fun. Probably one of the best movie tie-ins of its generation. So I love adding that, and I only saw gameplay footage of it recently, so I was like, I've got to have that. Fun fact, though, the version that I got was actually the cheapest version. The PlayStation 2 and the GameCube versions of the same game are $10 to $15 more expensive Canadian for whatever reason. Last but not least is Reign of Fire. So obviously based on the movie with Christian Bale and Matthew McConaughey and a bunch of others, set in that post-apocalyptic world, you are fighting dragons, and it kind of feels like you are on the, I think it was McConaughey's character. Yeah, it was McConaughey's character, because Bale's character is the main character. But you are on McConaughey's character, and it looks like you're on his team, and you're fighting and hunting dragons and stuff. It's kind of fun. Vehicle combat. Fighting dragons. I don't see a lot of in-person combat, but I think you also get to play... you don't get to play as any dragons, but you do get to spend a lot of firepower. You get to do a lot of explosions and blowing stuff up, and I am here for that. So, that concludes our newest gaming pickup video. Here's the part where I got interrupted last time. Anyways, so a bunch of different ways you can support the channel. Obviously, you can like, follow, and subscribe, and that I think is one of the most helpful things you can do. Builds a subscriber count and all that such, and we appreciate it. We absolutely appreciate it. In addition to that, of course, you can also use. So we have a partnership with W.GG. They make energy drink mix and a bunch of other cool things. You can get like tumblers, hats, sweaters. Obviously, the drink mix, either canned or powdered, like your choice. It is awesome. If you use creator code Pidera74, you get a no spaces, to be clear, a discount of 10%. I found out, and that's about what I would get of what remains of the order. So I mean, we both win. You get a good drink or whatever you get, and I get a couple bucks or whatever it is. It'd be kind of cool. So that's our partnership. We also have our eBay, which is SV Retrotech at ebay.ca, and you can go there, and we have gaming, consoles, collectibles, all kinds of stuff there. So you can just, of course, throw down for what you want, and we're not really doing discounts right now, but in the future that might be something we consider. So shameless plug towards our own store. In addition to that, of course, and it is the most direct way to support us, is the tip link in our YouTube bio. You can find me on YouTube, Pidera Space 74, probably where you're watching this, but there is a tip link to Streamlabs, and they can actually help pay for equipment and other things. So we'll also make sure, of course, that you get a shout out, and we will throw you a say in future content. So I think everybody wins especially if you do that one. But all those things are great things. I mean, even just hearing from you guys is cool. So feel free to chat, and we will of course check in with you next time. Thanks for checking it out, guys. I'm Pidera, and I am on to the next video.